I went from getting expelled from school to getting straight A's, and I'm going to tell you exactly what went down. Before I dive into the video, I just want to say thank you to everyone for supporting us and for showing us a ton of love and support all over our social media. Our account has blown up in a way that we'd never expected it to. But you know, it's honestly a blessing, and we're super thankful for everyone. We are currently working on restocking our merch, and also we're working on some new designs, so we're really excited about this. And you know, we personally love the shirts, and it seems like you guys really like them. So if you guys still want to buy some shirts, we have them available. I'll put the link on the description. So I want to preface by saying that I really don't recommend anyone to, you know, get in trouble, get expelled. Honestly, I recommend you guys to stay out of trouble. But to be honest, at the same time, I'm going to be completely honest. This event that happened to me was honestly kind of life-changing and a pivotal moment in my young life that helped me get to where I'm at today. And as crazy as it sounds, that's literally what happened. Me getting expelled from school because the school thought I was a menace or whatever, actually made me a better person and a way better student. And after that, I got pretty much straight A's. I think I got 1 B plus in all of high school. So pretty much what was going on is, you know, I was in 8th grade. I was like 14 years old. And, you know, as you guys probably know and experience at your high schools, people just got beef with each other, and people are always trying to, you know, throw down and stuff. But basically what was going on is that there was a ton of fights going on, and I was kind of like the person that recorded them. And so every time a fight went down, like, I was there, and I was pretty much the cameraman, and just kind of had this whole thing going on, with fights that I'm not even going to get into details about. But school found out, and then they decided to emergency expel me from school for 45 days. Getting expelled from school kind of made me realize a lot of things, because when it happened, my parents were extremely upset with me, and basically they were like, "Órale, a chingarle." And basically what that meant is they took me straight to work. They went and picked me up from school, and they're like, no quieres estudiar? Ahora vas a trabajar. Esto es lo que querías, like this is what you chose, you know, like you don't want to study, then you're gonna have to work, and you're gonna have to work your ass off. And I was like, damn. And so that whole time, like while I was expelled, my parents would take me to work every day at the same time that they woke up. You know, they woke up early, like 6 a.m. whatever, and would just work till like 7 p.m. and I was just there the whole time. And you know, as a kid doing that, I was like, man, I felt like I was missing out. Students at the kids at the school would text me and stuff. And this was around the time when like Lil Wayne was locked up. So people started saying like, you know, back then people would say like free Wheezy. But then they started saying like free Irvin, all that stuff. Then eventually, pretty much the school hit me up and was like, yo, like, we want to meet up with you real quick. So I got invited over to the principal's office to meet up with them. And what happened next was life-changing for me. So I sat down with the principal and I think the vice principal or something like that. And basically they told me, Irvin, like, you have great leadership skills. You know, the way you're able to get all these people motivated, the way you're able to get all these people to group and everything, they're really great leadership skills. You're using these skills for the wrong things. And, you know, in the meantime, I'm like, dang, all right, like, you know, you're making me feel smart. You're making me feel, you know, good about myself. And they were like, we're going to let you back to school under one condition. We want you to join the leadership class. We also want you to join the news class. And so basically what that was is like the school had their own news and they wanted me to be a part of it. And they said, you have really good like video skills, all that stuff. Like, we want you to do something good with it. And I was like, all right, I'll do it. To me, honestly, like, I never was like in that leadership class or anything like that, because it was pretty much all the white kids were in there, and I always just felt out of place. Um, I felt like, the crew I hung out with, like, we were just always doing dumb things, just having fun and kind of like just messing around in class and just being funny and just doing a lot of really dumb shit. And I just felt like I didn't really relate to those other kids. I mean, they were the ones that had good grades and stuff. And at the time, I think I had like a 2 point something GPA, maybe like a 2.0. And I always knew like that I was smart and that I liked learning, but I was just, when I would go to school, it was just funny. School was really funny. It was funny to kick it with the homies. It was funny when things went down, when there was fights, all those things. Like, I loved to be there. And so because of that, like, that kind of distracted me from school and stuff. But basically, when I came back and I was doing this school news, like, I learned that I really liked like making videos, and I would make like funny skits and stuff, and everyone loved it. And it was just like it was really fun. Like, I learned how to edit videos and stuff like that. And then I was in the leadership class too, and just being around people who had good grades and had motivation to go to college. Like, I didn't really know anything about that process. But then eventually what happened was, I got really motivated, because I started working really hard in school and all that stuff. But then I even wanted to apply for like student, like class president. And I made a whole speech. I submitted my application, and then I went up there to literally record it. Like, there was a session where they record your speech. And as I literally went up there with my speech ready, I was told, oh, Irvin, like, you know, unfortunately, like, we can't let you do this. Like, you don't meet the criteria for, your GPA is too low. And because of that, I literally told them, I was like, oh, like, I promise you, like, I'll try really hard. Like, I'll get above a 3.0, like, for sure next year, like, for sure, like, I'll try really hard. I know I can do it. And I was just kind of desperate. Like, I was like, damn, like, dude, I'll try really hard in school and like get above a 3.0 or whatever. And they were like, no, unfortunately, people say that stuff and it just doesn't happen. So we're not gonna we're not gonna allow you to apply this year or run for president this year. And I was honestly really bummed out. And man, I went home and I was just like, man, I'm gonna prove them wrong. And the next year came up, and I literally had perfect like straight A's. I think I had one. I ended up that quarter with like a 3.975 or something like that. It was like one A minus out of like that whole year, and ran for president again. And this time I did get it. And it was kind of like a pride thing. I just wanted to prove them wrong. But honestly, like, I don't recommend that. Like, the reason why you do something shouldn't be to prove someone else wrong. Like, the homie Alexis has said this, and honestly, it's so true. I've just never put it in these words, but it's not about proving someone else wrong. It's about proving yourself right. And honestly, when I think back at it, like, on what happened, like, that's honestly what went down. Like, I just wanted to show, like, yo, I can do these things. Like, I knew I could do it, but they didn't believe in me, but I knew I could. I knew I can get like perfect grades and stuff. But really, the reason why I'm sharing this is because of how powerful these words are, how powerful like adult influences are on kids. Like, I had a lot of homies who would get suspended, whatever, expelled, same situation as me. And I wonder what would happen if they would have told them the same thing, if they gave them an opportunity. Honestly, a lot of times all we need is that opportunity. And for some of us who come from certain backgrounds and stuff, like, You know, people don't believe in us, and we're doubted as people. And, you know, like, it's just crazy how influential we are, um, and how influenced we can be as kids and stuff. And to be honest, like, when I got expelled, I was like, all right, you know, I screwed up, whatever. Like, there's no coming back from this. Like, I already messed up school. Like, I'm pretty much done. Like, that's the mentality I had. Like, I thought, like, oh yeah, well, I guess I'm a bad kid. Like, you know, like, that's what I'm gonna be. And it's like I made this label on myself, but really just them telling me these things and believing in me changed everything. And then when I got to the point where I applied to colleges, man, I had really good grades. And a lot of it is because of that. And I had a lot of leadership experience, and also because of that, you know, so that really taught me a lot and changed the trajectory of me as a high schooler. Yeah. Again, I don't recommend you guys to get suspended or expelled or anything like that. Seriously, like, stay out of trouble. But I also want to mention that usually it's when we mess up, it's when we fail that we learn. So there you have it, foos. Basically, this was just a little story time. Just wanted to share with you guys something that was impactful for me as a young kid, as a young little foo. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys find it useful for all the kids out there. And I hope you guys see this message and you guys find it inspirational. Please comment down below, like, if there's any other content you guys want to see. We really appreciate those ideas because it gives us an idea of what you guys like, what you guys find useful. Really, we're making these videos because we know that it's impactful and, you know, inspirational for some of you guys. And if you rock with our channel, please subscribe and stay firme.